Hello, everyone, and welcome back to CEVO TV. I'm Misled. With me is Dust Moret, and we are bringing you map number 3 in a best-of-3 series between Mortality eSports and EnemyGG for your CEVO Season 7 main grand finals. It is double elimination for this, so if Enemy is able to win this map, that means we have to go to another best-of-3 series, and that one will be sudden death. Whoever wins that one wins.
Gonna cast a knife round, bro?
Probably not.
You like
Shinobi does kill his own teammate, though.
He did kill his own teammate there. And Enemy wins it, so they will be able to get that CT side first.
CT side advantage.
There is a CT side advantage, and I think this is just advantage for Enemy. I think this map, especially on T-side, requires like some pretty good coordination and tactics, and I think that's going to favor Enemy, like the more set team, whereas Mortality is more of a kind of a pug, to be honest. Even Shinobi in his own words has said that to me, just because of the roster situation going into the placement tournament next week and the ESEA main playoffs. They're definitely bringing in at least one more person, if not two more people, and having like you already see Paul Newman not playing and Reki standing in, so that's kind of one person already kind of out the door, and I think one more person might also be leaving as well. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think this definitely could go to a second best of 3 with a map 1 here for Enemy. I really do kind of favor them on Train.
Yeah.
Granted, I haven't seen either team really play Train very much, but just kind of thinking it from the team standpoint, you kind of give an Enemy the nod.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there. I think this is probably an Enemy favored map here, and also I would have thought if Mortality would have won that knife round, I think that would have been really good for them. And I think they possibly could have squeaked it out if they would have won that. But now that Enemy is going to get CT side initially, that's going to give them a big boost. Probably put a ton of pressure on the Mortality here from the T side of things. And unless Mortality can come out and do really well here on T side to the tune of probably 6 rounds from T side, I think we're going to a second best of 3.
Yeah, I really do think so. Like, I think Mortality is going to have to. I mean, they have to put up a respectable number of T side rounds here. I would say you got to at least, if you're going up against Enemy, I think you got to at least get like 5 or 6 rounds here on T side. Yeah. We'll just have to see what they can do.
Yeah, 5 is definitely a good safety net. 6 would be great. 7 would be awesome. Anything after that is icing on the cake. As this is a pretty CT-sided map that we're going to be going on to here. True. Even though it's a little bit better than other iterations of the version of this map, just because how the trains are set up outside makes the outside a little bit easier. Inside, it's still kind of just a shoot. So
I feel like fast outer hits are actually like way more viable on this version of train than in the past. Like I feel like I see a lot of teams being able to slip like take T's in the hell without being spotted and being able to split the outer site quick. Plus you have like that 3 smoke wall off on the A train. A lot of teams can use to block off passive CT. So there seems to be some balance down the outer, but it's going to be an inner hit for Mortality on the pistol round, and looks like they will get the bomb planted, but they are going to be down a man.
Yep, so it's going to be a 4-man retake attempt coming here from Enemy working their way in. They hit the initial shot onto Vice. That's going to leave just Ye and Vice left, and Ye does go down, so now Reki's out of the way also. Here comes the easy defuse coming in from Enemy, but they did what they needed to. They got a bomb plant, so they should be able to buy 3rd round. Now, if they can get another bomb plant in the 2nd round here, that's going to be really big and healthy for them going into 3rd round.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can definitely see that 3rd round buy with AKs, no doubt about it. That is now an option for them, and from what I can tell, they're not investing. I actually can't see their money, and my thing is bugged, so I think I'm actually going to have to come back into the game real quick.
So Enemy with that advantage, they took that pistol round. They're able to get into some rifles here. Actually, ZNF and Uber both buy M4s, and it's going to be that fast. No, never mind. Excuse me. Looks like it's going to be that fast inner hit once again, unless they're going to drop their way down into the ladder room. Let's see what they're going to go with. Looks like more than likely going to go back towards the inside, try and get fast in there again. And this is a pretty typical setup that we're going to see here on Train. Usually about 1 player hard inside, then one's going to be on the fast rotate through the Z. ZNF's able to hit. Grind it through the blender. Anomalies right there. They should be able to get another bomb plant if they can hold off ZNF. They're going to try and get this down. They got players wrapping around. They're going to flank onto ZNF. ZNF is able to get the initial shot. They do get the bomb planted, and Sick gets another frag. So Uber will take down 6. Now it's all up to Reki here. Reki holding by himself. Kusta comes in from behind, takes the frag down, will get onto the defuse. But that's 2 bomb plants in a row for Mortality. So this buy coming up is going to be very healthy for them, and that could be huge.
I actually didn't get to see that round as my game took a spangler that round, so I didn't get to see it. Took a spangler, man. For those of you who don't know, that's actually just a synonym for dropping a deuce. Thank you, Spangler. I know you're out there, probably watching this, probably upset about it. To be fair, I didn't come up with that. I think it was like Hiko that came up with that.
Probably.
And,
Or
it's yeah, one of those two. Either way, it's a great expression. You should really incorporate it into your everyday life.
So it is going to be a very healthy buy coming out here from Mortality. Let's see what they can work here. Oh, ZNF in a great position. If he works his way up this ladder, he's going to have an extremely fast flank that he can work with. Let's see what Mortality can do with this inside hit. How long are they going to delay? How long are they going to wait before they rush their way in there? And again, this is going to be that hard one man inside, one going to be fast on the rotate, two technically fast on the rotate. Good flashbang comes out. That's going to completely blind Anomaly. There goes the fast rotate of Uber. ZNF's going to work in. Shinobi's right there. Who wins the exchange? It goes to ZNF. Now, it's going to be a 4 versus 3 in favor of the terrorist team now, as Kusa's trying to rotate his way in. Ryu's going to be there. There's Reki taking down one, but Ryu in a great position to get the frag onto Sick. That's going to make it a 2 versus 2 now. Kusa at full, same with Ryu, as Reki's down low at 6 HP and Vice at 99. Reki getting some good damage off there, though. Ryu is going to have to force down to the lower part of the bomb site. Vice gets the shot on Kusta. Now we have a 1v2. Tough position here for Ryu. He's got to hit this initial shot, but the peak is coming out from up top. Tries to hit Pop Dog. Vice is right there. Can't take down Vice. And Mortality on the early buy will secure the round win. I don't think either of them are living. No, Vice luckily got away, but they got 3 bomb plants in a row and a round win, so their economy's not the greatest, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, you might have to correct me if I'm wrong here, because like I said, I did miss a round. But it seems like Mortality's pretty much ran the exact same enter hit 3 rounds in a row.
Every time.
And they are able to come up with it there at the end, so...
Well, the first 2 rounds were
They're doing it again.
focused on lower. Yeah, the first 2 rounds were focused on lower. That one was a little bit more heavy towards the upper.
Okay.
But they have forced enemy into an eco, and they're going to hear all of them running towards mid. So they're going to get a good read off this. They need to be careful of the ladder, though. Yeah, here. Now they know it. They're like, yeah, there's a ton outside. We got to be careful. Somebody should be inside. Shinobi hits the shot. Here comes the flank. ZNF very fast coming in. Can he get down the ramp in time? Vice is going to be a little bit farther. And no, not able to get anything. Clean round for Mortality, and that's 2 rounds in their favor. They've tied this thing up 2-2 now.
Yeah, like I said, just keep plowing the center bomb site. I mean, what can you say? 4 rounds in a row. They're 2 for 2 on these enter hits. Money's still kind of tight here for Enemy. I mean, they can put together a buy, but a loss here means another save for sure, which I mean, could be really dangerous. You allow Mortality to get like a 4-2 lead like that. I think it seems like Mortality is shifting gears here. It looks like they're going to go for a bit more of just a fast outer hit, and they're going to beat CTs to the punch, but ZNF will still deliver the first frag with the FAMAS there. Mortality just going to try to slowly progress their way into the outer yard now after getting out of T-Connector and ladder.
Work their way out. Vice will be able to get himself a trade-out frag. That makes it a 4-on-4 here. They're trying to hold. Vice is able to get himself a secondary one. Uber's right there trying to spam through the smoke, but Reki's all over it. So back lanes player working his way up. Both of them out of the back lanes. One trying to work from Ivy. One's going to be up close near CT Heaven at the moment, trying to fight against Sick. Sick will hit the shot. Ryu is going to be open, and there goes Ryu down to Shinobi. And now Mortality 3 rounds in a row from the T side of things. And again, another situation where Enemy's going to be on a save. And yeah, this is a lot better of a T side than I expected from Mortality.
I mean, what can you say? I mean, Mortality's just playing at 1 speed. I mean, they rush inner 4 rounds in a row very quickly, then they just rush outer very quickly. There's no slow play. There's no real, well-defined tactics or, like, working picks or rotations. Like, they're literally just smashing sites as quickly as possible, and it's working for them. What can you say? They're about to be up 4-2 unless, like, these last 4 guys with pistols make a miracle happen.
So now they're going to work outside once again with great success here. Just trying to look around to see if they can find any of these players from Enemy. They're going to find Kusta. He was going to try to work his way back from Ivy. He's already pushed out really far. He's got to be careful of Hell, though, because he knows, or should know, that there's a T there. There's going to be one working from CT Connector. That's me. Yeah, able to get a shot off right there. Or, yay, excuse me, but Sick and Reki both get nice shots of their own. That's a team ace. All 5 players were able to get kills that round. And that's 4 rounds in favor of Mortality now.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they're just all 6 rounds, heavy rushes. 4 of those were inner, 5 of those are inner, 2 of them outer. And they're just doing work. But now they have the op on ZNF actually here. It's not actually going to be on Kusta. A little bit surprising about that, I guess. But can they finally slow Mortality down? I mean, like I said, Mortality's just been, breaking down the door, just kicking it in, rushing fast, and making plays. And they are slowing down, though. Much slower round out of Mortality this time. So they're making an adjustment. They're kind of chilling out. That nade bounced into a weird spot and actually didn't do anything notable.
So into round 7 here, guns up on both sides. And Mortality taking it slower. Now they get the good hit off. They're able to get their way in. So that one-man defending B, his job, Anomaly, is to try and get an initial frag and hold and delay for as long as they can. And it didn't work out, but here comes the flank. Look at this. That number 6. Oh, they finally spot him outside, though. That is going to be Ye, who finally goes down. Uber jumps over the top. Can't take down Vice. That flank attempt could have been gigantic there. And here comes Shinobi pushing outside. He's going to go against Kusta. Kusta's going to be right there at Ivy. Does Shinobi check the corner? Doesn't check the corner.
Nope.
Doesn't check it. Doesn't check it. Kusta gets the frag.
Did he check it?
Didn't check it. Didn't check it.
I just wanted to make sure.
I kept feeling like he was going to look right. I'm like, he's looking right. Didn't check. He didn't check somehow. He didn't check. Why is he not checking right? Why is he not looking right?
I just wanted to know if he checked or not, so I figured I'd ask. It's no big deal.
Like, it's that situation where you're like, dude, check right, check right, check right, check right, check right.
The power of X-ray, man. Power of X-ray. Mortality has won the last 5 rounds in a row. Ever since they've been able to get guns in their hands, they have just been dominating. Like I said, most of it, 4 of those rounds were just straight rushes wins, but that last round right there, they took it a bit slower, but still able to just find a great timing on an inner hit, catch out that solo player, which I believe is Anomaly, and then just capitalizing off of it. Now we are seeing Shinobi kind of going outer by himself, trying to maybe draw some, draw these people over here. Anomaly going to get aggressive though with the deagle at the halls. Will get caught by Stick, and that's an open inner bomb site, except for Uber finally making the rotate here. So let's see if he can hold this off, but with just a scout and 1 in 4 on Reed, this is going to be tough.
Good grenade comes in from Ye. And he keep it going here. Ye's able to push up, takes down Ryu also. That's going to leave Kusta all by himself here, and Mortality is going to turn this into a quick 6-2 here. Kusta's only got a P250 in his hands, and that's, right now, 5 rounds is the safety net we both thought they needed. 6 rounds is what I wanted them to get if they want to win, and there goes Ye, able to get in with all that lag, still get the frag on Kusta, not allow him to save a P250.
The problem with that is I feel like even though, you could say Ye's disadvantaged by that, like, people trying to hit him also are as well. I would be probably a little bit heated if I was Kusta there. So I feel like that lag had a lot to do with why he didn't hit that shot, and that's definitely concerning. But what I will say is, like I said, Mortality are just, like, at such a high tempo here. Like I said, they're not doing anything elaborate. There's no elaborate smoke walls or coordinated flashes and Molotovs. They're literally just smashing enemy in the mouth really, really quickly most rounds and just winning the duels quite effectively, getting the entries at such like an alarming success rate of getting entries basically. But this round, Enemy's the one who opens up. Kusta does get that op shot off on Shinobi, trying to rush quick outer. He did a couple of rounds ago, so this is a great start. Can they capitalize on it? This has been one of the best advantages situations they've been in this game.
Yeah, Vice looking good, able to take down Kusta, even this thing out at 4 on 4. Vice able to get another one, and they're able to get Uber also. Outside bomb site taken down. So Mortality, once they got some guns in their hands, they have not looked back at all, and they are just putting on a T-side clinic here on Enemy. This is rough.
I'm dumbfounded, man. Like, just watching how these rounds play out. Like, how does Vice get out there and get those 2 kills from Ivy like that? I mean, then right after, Six right there to connect for a 3rd frag. Like, they're just so fast. It's like Enemy just can't slow them down. I don't know if the answer for Enemy is to get aggressive themselves and just try to have like a crazy smash together somewhere like T-Connector or something like that. Or they just need to play like even more passive and just kind of play more retake oriented. I'm not really sure, but I think they're blown away by how fast Mortality's hitting them and how their shots and entries are going. I think it's just catching Enemy by surprise.
They are looking absolutely on point. They already have 7 rounds in their favor. It doesn't look like they're going to slow this thing down at all. It's working no matter whether they're inside, outside, slowing it down, speeding it up. Mortality can do no wrong right now, and they're just winning these exchange battles in stunning fashion. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous how easily they're able to get these trade-outs in their favor.
I just feel like it's Mortality's Shinobi's like calling for them like rush inner again, rush inner again, rush inner. Okay, now let's rush outer. Okay, let's slow it down 1 round. Okay, now let's rush outer twice more. Like, and they're just getting the entries, man. Like, they're just out-fragging their opponents in these 1v1 duels, especially Vice and Sick. They've been nuts right now. 11 frags apiece. Once again, they're looking towards the inner. They spotted Ryu over here at the upper. He gets a nice flash out, steps up, looking for kills. Anomaly will find one, but it's an even trade, and Mortality's on the inner side yet again.
Anomaly barely staying alive until the grenade comes in, but Kusta on the rotate. So finally, that inside man does his job. He's just supposed to delay for long enough to get his teammates to rotate in, and he did that finally. Didn't get taken down very fast here. So, the creep up. Ryu, can he spot out Shinobi quick enough? Shinobi's just down below the trains. Reki's going to be right there. He's going to look up. He's going to see Kusta. Can he get the spray off? He's got to get this done quickly here. He's got players coming up from behind, but Shinobi's in a great position until he gets spotted by Uber. And so finally, Enemy gets themselves around. That's 7 rounds in a row for Mortality before Enemy finally answers. And now the big problem is their economy's going to be reset off of this one. So if Mortality can get a win here, and they have more than enough money to buy.
Oh, yeah. They're buying for days, man. They're buying for days.
They're gonna break the economy of Enemy and force Enemy into a save, which could turn into 2 more rounds and make this a 9-3 half off of 1 win right now.
Yeah, man. They're looking good right now on the Mortality side of things, and the scary thing is like they're almost forcing Enemy to commit to inner pretty heavy just to defend against these fast inner hits, and that just opens up options out or later where it's a little bit less defended than what you'd like to be able to do. Kusa getting aggressive with the op here at upper. Oh my goodness, though. Shinobi taking him down to 41 already, forced just to fall back. And that's a lot of early damage there onto the Opper, but they can still find use for him. I mean, with an Op, you can still play that with low HP if you play smart, so it's not that bad, but man, that is.
You got to hit that shot. Reki ends up just absolutely wrecking Uber when Uber had the drop. Once again, it looks like outside's going to get taken here. It's going to be Ye able to get to the initial one. There goes Sick getting Ryu down out of the way, so Anomaly is at the bomb site, but he's going to be one versus, no, well, he's got both of his teammates out there trying to spray through the smoke. Doesn't know the exact spam spot yet for that plant, but Shinobi coming in on the flank. This round is over with. Kusta is done. Shinobi mops it up. That's a 2K for Reki. Kills spread between Gay and Shinobi and Sick, excuse me. That's going to be 8-3 in favor of Mortality. They've officially won the half from T-side on Train.
Indeed, they have. I mean, like I said, just these really fast hits from Mortality. Enemy has not been able to keep up with them. Just the raw fragging power of Mortality is really coming. Like, they're just hitting, like I said, you know, nothing crazy tactically, just hitting some really nice entries and getting out into the open space rapidly. And here they're going to come out again and catch Ryu trying to press to the E-box. Of course, this is a big save round for me, like you kind of alluded to, that the money was reset last round after the win one, lose one. So this was always going to be kind of an easy round for Mortality, right? They're going to be up 9-3, no problem. Enemy has to win out, man. Like, they need to put a buy together this round. They just absolutely have to figure it out. But damn, they can barely buy anything this round.
Yeah, they're still going to be forcing this one out. So
no nades,
Mortality,
really.
Yeah, if Mortality wins this one too, that's going to be an 11-3 scoreline. This is not good. Mortality getting more than 6 rounds from T-side does not bode well at all for Enemy.
Yeah, I'm like the worst CSGO color caster analyst in the world here. I mean, I was kind of riding, like, ever since the veto phase, I thought Enemy was going to have a good chance if it went to Train, but couldn't have been more wrong so far.
Yeah, I thought this was going to favor Enemy too, but so far on T-side, it's been all Mortality, just been able to storm their way anywhere that they want, and for once, it finally looks like they're going to be trying to split outside through Ivy. They've done splits outside before, but it was mostly through ladder and out main all Vice. You can see Kusta right there, takes him down. They've already worked their way out of Ivy. They're going to work in back lanes right now. They're going to find the shot onto Anomaly. Now it's all up to Ryu and Uber. Uber goes down, so it's just Ryu left alive. And this is looking rough for Ryu. He's got to try and make his way around. He's going to be 1 versus 5 at the moment. And they're going to be on a save after this round no matter what here. And that is going to be rough for them.
You know what's crazy is I was actually looking at this. This would actually be Enemy's first loss on Train. They won both their ESEA games on Train. They won all 4 of the games they played on Train in CEVO. So, I mean, they might have played Train like on an RGN event that I missed or something like that, but of all the league play that they've done, I think the 2 big North American league plays, they haven't dropped the game on Train.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is a big loss for them to lose it for their first time. It couldn't come at a worse time either. Right here in map 3 of the grand finals, where you have to punch it in to get a second best of 3, and it's not looking that way.
Yeah, not looking good at all. Into round 14, they're going to be on to a save. Mortality looking like they should be able to make this an 11-3 score as we hit the final round of the half. And Mortality, from what was looking like, oh, we're going to go to a second best of 3 series here, to, wow, they're going to end this in one best of 3 after a close map number 1. A sided map number 2, and what's looking like a very sided map number 3 in favor of Mortality, at least in first half, and easily taking the outside bomb site, but there is a man slipping around between the trains right now. Do they catch him out? That is going to be ZNF still alive. They're trying to find him. They do get him. Sick will take him down. Now it's all up to Ryu. Inside bomb site, he does have body armor, a smoke, 2 flashbangs, and a 5.7, so look for him to try and apparently not save. He's not going for it. He's going to push outside, try and make something happen. Is able to grab the scout. Can he take down Ye? Gonna look back up. Does he get away? Gets away for the time being. He's got the scout in his hand. Might be able to get one frag here. Not able to do it, but Ye does it for him. Hits the team grenade. Takes down Sick. Mortality hits the final round of the half with a score of 11-3. Normally this is CT side numbers for Mortality, not T side.
Yeah. It's like crazy to see, man. Like, it's not even necessarily because of the side bias that this makes it so surprising, but just like the simple fact that I just didn't think Mortality would have much for this map on the T side, given their roster situation and given it is a more technical map. But they haven't needed to use anything technical. They're just getting out there and getting shots and just being so quick.
That's a good opener right there. Anomaly still going to be sitting there with the swag. Can he get another shot? Ends up going down to Vice after he got 1. So they're broken by here in the final round of the half. They need to make it happen. They do not want to get out of here with only 3 rounds from the CT side of things. Ryu is able to take down Reki. ZNF going to go on the rotate bomb down. They still have that CT at upper right now. It's going to be Ryu. They don't know he's there, apparently. Ye finally looks up, but he does get taken down. Sick will go on the trade out. It's going to be a 2 versus 2 now. Kusta could have made this a 2 versus 1. Misses his shot, though. Trying to do it in the smoke. Sick is right there to trade him out. ZNF trying to get the spray off. He does get the spray, so now Sick with 100 HP. Just got to be careful. That's all he's got to do. ZNF can't find the bomb. Cannot find the bomb. Still running around. Couldn't find it in the smoke. Now he's looking for it. Not any time. And Sick steps out, hits the shot, gets himself a 3K. And that's a 12-3 half in favor of Mortality from the T side of Train. And I don't want to jinx it, but I'm pretty sure everyone knows what's going to happen here.
Yeah, I mean, if Enemy...
Easy guess.
I mean, if Enemy doesn't win Pistol, it is basically over. You know, they have to win Pistol. They can't get Eco. They need to make it 6-12, and then from there they still have a long road ahead of them. It's still going to be rather difficult.
6-round differential.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have seen some pretty big T sides on Train in the past. When I think about international land play and things like that, like I've seen teams be able to put up 6 or 7 rounds for the most part on T side, but 12, that's a stretch, man. Like that's way out there. Not what you expect to see on this map at all, for sure. And yeah, Enemy's got to be a bit worried here. Like I said, they absolutely have to win Pistol. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Without that, they have to win Pistol just to survive. Like, forget comeback. Like, just to remain in the game for a few more rounds. Like, they just have to put this one in. Let's see what they got.
So second half is about to go live. Mortality eSports versus EnemyGG. I'm Misled. With me is Dust Barrett. We are with CEVO TV. We're bringing you CEVO Season 7 main grand finals. This could possibly be the last map of this series in a best of 3 if Mortality wins this. Enemy has to win this map to force a second best of 3. But from that T side that we saw from Mortality, I'm going to be honest, I don't think it's in the cards tonight for Enemy to be able to force us into a second best of 3 unless they could come up huge here. They're starting it off well inside. Ooh, Vice runs out of ammo there. Ended up getting pinched by ZNF. But Ryu is down low. There goes Ryu. ZNF still going to be trying to push. ZNF pushes all the way back towards CT spawn trains. He goes down. Yeah, he's able to hit a shot. There goes Reki. Now it's all up to Kusta and Anomaly. Kusta is out deep into the lanes right now. On the backside of Pop Dog hits a shot onto Shinobi. Anomaly gets one. Reki forces it into a 1 versus 1. He's going to go try and peek. He's going to try and drop down the ladder right now. He doesn't have a kit on him, but he does pick up a kit now. Does he fake this? No, he's not going to fake it, but he's going to get peeked from behind. Does he look up in time? Low on HP. Anomaly just has to delay here. Doesn't matter. Anomaly will hit the headshot, and Enemy picks up the pistol round from the T side of Train. That'll help. That's the right way to start this off, but still might be too little too late here.
Yeah, I mean, just like I said, just spawn the inner rush. I mean, it's so fast to get to the bomb train once you get down the ramp. If you can just avoid getting pre-nated or sprayed down by someone playing like Pop Dog right there, it's just so easy to make that jump across the gap and actually get that bomb planted. So those inner hits can actually be quite dangerous, especially if done quickly. And that's what Enemy banks on there, and they do get the bomb plant. We are going to see Mortality upgrade pretty heavy here. Head armor on everyone except for Shinobi, who does pick up the Scout. So upgraded pistols, a lot of CZs. There's a lot of close range battles you can take with those. So definitely Mortality still poses a threat here. I mean, this is that second round hurdle that you have to get past, get past that kind of pistol force buy. And the angle that Sick has could be so gnarly if Uber isn't careful.
Yeah, Uber looks like he's going to try and shoulder peek it, though. Sick is going to step out. Sick cannot get the damage off in time. Uber takes him down, so now it's all up to Vice. Vice is ready. Flashbang will not affect him. Can he get a CZ shot off of his own? He does. He tries to repeat, gets some good damage. Tries to run away from the spraying. Galil can't get out of the line of fire in time. Oh, CNF, how do you... Wow, CNF doesn't make that happen. Kusta and Anomaly going to be the last two left alive here. They're both trying to work together. Gay is going to go down. And Anomaly hits the shot, but it's a one-on-one now. Shinobi, Scout in hand. He doesn't see the player run away, but he's reading this quite well here. If he makes his way up into Z in time, and he will make it into Z in time, he's just got to be careful that Anomaly doesn't get the cross shot off onto him. He's going to smoke it. Anomaly's going to go for the safe plan here. Does Shinobi peek out? Yes, he does. He's going to try and get behind him with the pistol in his hand. He's going to get him off from behind, and he gets it done. Mortality will get the eco round in their favor. Gets the easy defuse. Will grab an AK. That's 13-4 now, and Enemy is in big trouble here.
Yeah, I mean, Shinobi just makes the BDP there. Just slips through the smoke, knows that he's sticking to the bomb plant, knows he's going to be able to slip out undetected, basically, and he's able to get the P2K out, shoot him in the back of the head. I mean, it's just like a free 1v1 at that point. So, really well done. I mean, like that's like just hammering away at you, man. Like, if you're Enemy, and you had to win pistol to survive, you get that, and then you turn around and you lose that round. That's so tough to eat. Like, swallowing that just hurts.
Yeah, rough look here coming out, but Mortality is going to be in the lead once again, or they've stayed in the lead this entire time pretty much. But they have a large advantage here. They're just going to be holding outside. They're going to be able to take down some easy frags. Shinobi hits two, Reki with the other one. Now it's going to be Ryu and Kusta left alive. Can they make something happen? No, there goes Ryu, there goes Kusta, and that's 14-4 in favor of Mortality now. And Enemy still not with a great economy, but they're going to have to buy into this one to prevent fighting for the tie in overtime on map number 3.
Yeah, I mean, Mortality just a couple of rounds away from putting this away in a very, very surprising fashion. Enemy buying down to what they can. They do have, full gear, so they can run whatever tactic they feel is best. And they're going against 4 FAMASs. So, I mean, there's definitely a disparity here in the firepower. But Enemy, taking it slow. They're splitting a couple towards Ivy, a couple towards Sea Connector, 1 or 2 over towards the inner halls. And so just being a lot slower about it. Not nearly as rapid, as fast of a pace as Mortality was hitting them with.
Going to be slowing it down here, but that's going to be Shinobi opening things up onto Kusta. And if they win this round, they should be able to coast into the victory in this first best of 3, as Enemy's completely bought out into this one. They're not going to have a lot of cash. They're going to have to buy out no matter what. But it is going to be a very broken buy coming from them. But still, Mortality does have to win this one. Shinobi does go down, so good trade out there from ZNF, making it a 4-on-4. But they still haven't really gained any ground yet with those trade outs.
They also have 2 players really, really low. Like, even though Shinobi went down, he took Ryu and ZNF to pretty low HP here. So that makes it, softens up some people here. Oh, no, Uber trying to check all the angles. Ye just gets a perfect timing on that peek from Pop Dog, and he's able to even get the man advantage, actually 4-on-3. And like I said, 2 low health players here in Enemy for Ryu and ZNF. So this is looking grim here for Enemy.
ZNF's going to try and work his way down the ramp. He was right there all over him with the FAMAS, takes him down. We have Anomaly outside, does hit a nice shot. Ryu's able to hit a shot also. That turns it into a 2-on-2. But look at the positioning from behind. He's going to gets the knife off. 6 sits behind. It's the knife, and that could be the nail in the coffin here.
Oh, man.
Reki ends up taking it down, and Sick with the knife frag from behind the boxes down in the lower. That's Matt, and that's for Mortality.
You know when you get so angry and frustrated that you're not even like boiling mad, like you're laughing, like it's like you're hysterically mad. I feel like that's what that guy has to be right now. Ryu trying to plant that bomb and gets knifed. Like,
He
I
didn't
mean,
have a choice. He had to speed. He didn't.
yeah,
Could have checked it and had time, but still. He was
yeah,
just banking.
that hysterical like wave of rage, and I mean it's game point here for Mortality. They're about to do it in one best of three. It looks like here. There's gonna be no second best of three. I don't think. They're trying to flood out Ivy with a couple of players. They do get that pick, but they still have so much more to get past.
Kusa trying to find a shot here, but Anomaly will take down Vice before Shinobi gets a trade on 2 players. That makes it a 3 versus 2. They do have a single gun up, though, in the hands of ZNF. He does have an AK that throws a nade out. Can he take down Ye? He will take down Ye. That's a good opener. That makes it a 2-on-2, but Shinobi's right there again, and they have ZNF pinched. Sick is going to jump out. Can he get the shot off? And he will. That is going to be game. Mortality wins it 16-4, dominating fashion on map number 3 over EnemyGG, and they are your CEVO Season 7 main champions in one best of 3 when it looked like Enemy was probably going to turn that into 2.
Yeah, I really thought so. Like when they were able to get that, that first map on D2, yeah, they did lose cash, but I just felt like they were, since they were kind of the more set team, the more established roster, I thought they would have a little bit something more on train than kind of like, I guess, more of the pug that Mortality was, so to speak.
Yeah.
But I just feel like Mortality no respected them on train. I mean, they just pushed rush sites, pushed hard every single round on T side.
But
they
it worked.
come up. Yeah, it worked. I mean, they were hitting their inches, they're hitting their shots. That's whenever you can play like a no respect style and you're hitting all your shots. I mean, that just becomes so overwhelming. And they won the first half 12-3. It was already over at that point. The only hope that Enemy had was to like win pistol, 3-0 start, get the 6-12 and just grind. But they get eco'd on the second round by like a force buy from the CT side, and at that point, I mean, it's over. Wow, didn't see that coming, but what a way to end it for Mortality. They have to be pretty happy with that.
And one thing that I talked about on the first map was the fact that we needed somebody besides Shinobi to really step up for Mortality to really get them going here. As we got into map number 2 and we got into map number 3, especially, Vice and Sick really stepped it up big time, and Ye on map number 2 did gigantic stuff for them. So, I mean, the team really started stepping it up. The only one that was kind of lackluster throughout the whole thing was probably Reki, but he was still, it wasn't like he was doing bad. I mean, he still did relatively well. He just really wasn't the guy that picked it up like the rest of the team did, like Shinobi did, like Ye did, like Vice and Sick just did right there. So, I mean, once their whole team started kind of firing together as a unit, I mean, they really just tore Enemy apart there.
Right. I mean, and that's it, man. That's it. That's we're done with season 7, except for our professional LAN that will take place the 24th through the 26th. But starting tomorrow, we're already rolling into season 8, baby. I know we haven't done the season 7 LAN just yet, but we're doing the pro placement tomorrow. It all starts at 2 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow, where we will start with the European pro placement part of season 8. Gonna have some teams that you're gonna recognize, such as Hellraisers and some of these other teams, Flipside Tactics. All these teams are going to be involved in pro placement, so definitely want to check that out during the day.
And the 2 teams we just saw.
Yeah, it'll be 4 best of ones. Yeah, it'll be 4 best of ones in a row, back to back to back, basically, starting at 2 p.m. Eastern time for Europe. Then we'll basically break for, I guess, about like an hour or so, or a couple hours, and then we're gonna have the North American placement back to back to back from 8 p.m. Eastern time up until 11 p.m. Eastern time, and we'll be running that type of style for the next 3 days, like, because Thursday will be off because we'll all be traveling to LAN, those of us who are going. But yeah, tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we have 8 best of ones in a row each day for Europe and NA placement. So definitely want to follow up for that. And obviously, like I said, the LAN, we're running 2 streams of that LAN to get you best of 3 group play, GSL style. So 2 streams, going to be real awesome, good format, lots of content. And definitely check that out this weekend. And you can also follow us. Misled, why don't you tell them about that?
Yep, you can follow Dust Moret at Dust Moret on Twitter. Also hit up at CEVO, at MLG. Give those all a follow. Then if you want to follow me, that's at Misled138. So you guys give us all a follow. Make sure you watch. Tons of games coming up in the next couple days. And then, of course, we got the LAN. So make sure you guys are watching. Pro placement will be coming. And as I said, you'll see both of these 2 teams that you watched tonight in that pro placement tournament. trying to get into the pro division, and some of the pro teams that are going to be dropping down to have to make sure that they can keep their spot. One of those teams is going to be a team like Elevate. They are in the pro placement tournament this time, so they have to win their way back out of the pro placement tournament. Otherwise, they're going into main, and they have to battle through main again for a pro placement tournament to get back into the pro division. So it's going to be interesting to see what we have happen here with some of these teams, because there's some good up-and-coming talent working their way through this pro placement division. So got to be good, and that's going to do it for us tonight, guys. Thank you for tuning in again. I'm Misled. Dust Barrett is over there with me, and get us out of here, Dust.
Yeah, thanks a lot for tuning in, folks. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. Like I said, we got a lot more CS going on throughout the rest of this week, and definitely this weekend with that LAN. So definitely just follow up and catch you next time. Thanks a lot. Have a good night.